Tonight, the Memorial Day weekend party on Miami Beach is in full swing.
Urban Beach Weekend is getting underway, a celebration of hip-hop.
From hip-hop to the air and sea show, there is plenty to do on South Beach, and these events are attracting massive crowds.
I'm in love with Miami. I don't want to go back home.
Hundreds of thousands of people descend on Miami Beach from all over the country for the popular festival.
Memorial Day weekend in Miami is something that a lot of people look forward to.
There are already a lot more people here on a Thursday night than you would normally see as Memorial Day weekend is upon us.
There's only two things that shake Memorial Day weekend. That's done by us, headliner.
Miami Beach making room for thousands of extra visitors this Memorial Day weekend.
Man, this is where you come, you drop your top, bikinis walking all up the street.
It's a lot of parties, the beaches. Memorial Day weekend is a good weekend just for the urban community anyway. So you got those in Cancun doing events. You got Vegas now vying for having the best talent for Memorial Day weekend.
You can talk about Cancun, but that's out the country. Well, Hayes and Cancun or Vegas. We talking about Miami, we talking about here, we talking about stateside.
You have about 25,000 people scattered around that beach that is looking for something to party. The clubs only fit 1,500 people.
We actually took over Story the whole weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We definitely had the best lineup in the city. We kicked it off with Gucci Mane. Friday we did Migos. Saturday we did Young Jeezy. Sunday we did the Rock Nation party with Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, and Jim Jones. Nicki Minaj ended up falling in our lap to have her hosting the Live on Sunday.
We had Nicki Minaj on one side of the city, while Meek was on this side of the city on the same day.
We talking about headliner, we talking about what we do, we talking about a brand.
Thursday night, man, I was looking forward to doing Gucci Mane. You know, I had already done him, I had him hosting Live, and you know, we had discussed about doing Story. So here come Memorial Day weekend, what better way to kick off Story than having Gucci Mane there?
First of all, it's the first time that we've done Gucci at Story, period. Right, so just that look alone, and it was the opening to Memorial Day weekend.
It was a lot of anticipation having him at Story.
He pulled up in that red drop, Gucci.
It was nothing but Phantoms, Ferraris, Lamborghini, all red joints that he pulled up on.
You know, just to see him, you know, arrive along with this lady, with Keisha, you know, who I've been friends with for years. Like, it was just a good vibe.
The time they walked in, there was already 1,500 people inside the club. And when we got in there, the energy was beyond nuts.
People saw him. He didn't just go and hide and duck away. Like he you know, he exposed himself to the people, and the people received him real well. Like, I mean, because it's Gucci Mane. That was a good moment, you know, from the year of his release. He's out partying, kicking off Memorial Day weekend now at Story with headliner. For me, Friday was like this one could either be a make or break. You don't know, because you have a lot of people coming in town on Friday.
So Friday was a crazy night. Day 2 of Memorial Day weekend.
We made the decision to do Migos because we were celebrating my man Loose Cannon Slim's birthday. You know, and he wanted to, of course, do it big.
This is my nigga Loose Cannon birthday. Migos in the building. Well, what's up? Here we go. We warming up.
It was even crazier for him because he had the major look from St. Louis to Miami. It was just on fire.
The atmosphere, the ambiance, the light show.
First of all, the most craziest part of the whole night is that the dude walked in with a dog.
Can't come in with the dog.
They had to let the dog, of course, escort him back outside because he couldn't get in the club.
The crowd was so in tune to them, like so focused on them and their performance.
Out of nowhere, which people didn't even think of, here is Karrueche. But it was so crazy that nobody was noticing that she was there. And she's a star in herself, and no one even noticed that she was there because she was just sitting down, fancy as fuck.
It was an amazing night. It was an amazing night, and I knew it was gonna be an amazing night because we had sold over 900 pre-sales, and that's unheard of. If you wasn't in a store, you wasn't part of history. Saturday is always like the big night.
Story Saturday night, and we have Jeezy hosting the party.
I like Young Boy, man. He pulled up in that all-white drop joint. I said, man, that can't be nobody but the Snowman.
When he stepped out, you could see the vibe. You could see his head bobbing. He was ready to party. With Saturday being the biggest night, you know, and Mr. Bring your whole city out. Hey, let me test your quote and see if you can actually bring the city out. And he definitely brought the city out.
He walks into that club and it was monumental. I'm over here looking at Clue looking at Mike like, this is Jeezy here.
He came in with great energy, came in vibing with the people, celebrating with the people. He ain't hide.
He came representing it right, just the way he's supposed to.
You know, we had DJ Clue DJing, DJ Ace, Jeezy's DJ, he rocked. And of course, Fly Guy, he definitely going, right, he set the tone.
The energy in there was like amazing.
Like, I can't say enough for what Jeezy did on that Saturday, man. It was crazy. Sunday, I knew I had two parties that night. I had Story and I had Live.
This is, I'm gonna say, one of the biggest. We had Yo Gotti, Meek Mill, and Jim Jones hosting the Rock Nation party.
I had Nicki Minaj at Live. Everybody already know that the pressure it's gonna take for you to get into Live.
At 11 o'clock, when the door's gonna open, we're like, all right, things is looking okay. There's gunshots immediately down the block.
Chaos on Miami Beach as 2 people are shot and die.
Mike's in traffic driving from 44th Street to us for an hour and a half stuck in traffic, can't get in.
I had to figure out a way that I was going to get from Live to Story and then back from Story to Live and then back to Story with this police blocking the streets, so people actually couldn't get to Story.
They're telling them to walk from 5th Street to the nightclub.
I ended up having to park my car on 13th and walk all the way down to 1st Street.
All in all, gave it to 1 o'clock in the morning, 1,500 people walked from 5th Street to 2nd Street, to us, to Story. That's how I knew we had the most poppin' shit on the beach. It was Meek, it was Gotti, it was Jim, it was Joel Santana, P&B Rock. It looked like a concert inside of Story.
So that's the kind of atmosphere that we create. It's just it.
With everything that was going on outside, it was 5:15 in the morning, and we were still jam-packed.
I ended up not being able to do what I have been accustomed to doing, going back and forth. I ended up going to Story, and when I left Story, I ended up staying at Live.
So you have Nicki Minaj, which this is like her 2nd time, but this was probably her most powerful ever hosting.
You know, she walked in with Birdman. You know, I seen my man Mac there, who actually, you know, helped set this event up for me.
We got Nicki Minaj, and she giving it up.
She gave that energy to the people. She didn't hide this time. She didn't go in a corner and be to herself. She got right up in front of her section in the stage, and she was engaging the people. She was passing bottles to people.
All these artists made this shit look like the Grammys. You had Nicki, you had Birdman, you had Flo Rida, you had Trick Daddy, you had Bill Bellamy, you had Jason Derulo.
Then I got the text, hey man, we want to come to Live. cool. I knew it was gonna be this was great to be a moment of just for the blogs and you know, cause Meek is about to try to come to live, knowing Nicki is there.
You had every artist that was a story beat me there, basically. I don't know how they cut through the traffic, but they beat me to live.
They leave Story, get to Live at 4 and still party. And there's people still on the outside trying to get in, and the door's been shut, closed down since 1 o'clock.
Meek walked in and Gotti walked in, Jim walked in.
Now here it is, Nicki, Meek. Nicki, Meek.
And everybody came from Story to Live, and it kind of like restarted the party. Gotti got on stage to perform with Moneybagg Yo. Stevie J had it rocking as crazy. Like it was just crazy at Live.
So they left this party, left 2,000 people over here. Now we're going up here to this other joint to give it to them again. 2 parties, 1 night, 1 name. It's headliners.
I'm so grateful and thankful to the support of the people that continue to support our parties and support what we do on a weekly basis, special events, Memorial Day. I'm just thankful to everyone who came out and supported the Memorial Day weekend parties that we did. You know, as you can tell, I got all this shit on my face. Now I can go and shave. Like I got through it, and I hope it was just as good as it was to y'all as it was to us.
Good drink, good. Big nuts, good drugs. I put a 4 on the rocks. Drop top, no hot box. 12 try to put me over, pink slips to the cop. She said that might give her this face. Put it